Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and I do natural hair videos. So today we are going to be talking all about how to go natural. So we are going to just hop right on into that thing. So the first step as far as if you want to go natural is to just start, okay? And you do that by stop getting relaxers. So if I was getting perms and all my life and today I decided I'm not getting perms anymore, guess what? I have started my natural hair journey. Step 2, I would say, is decide if you want to big chop or if you want to transition. So big chop is basically when you go in and you cut off all that perm damage or that heat damage or basically all your straight hair that you got on your head. You go to the salon or you do it yourself. I would recommend going to a salon or somebody who is a professional, but that's just my opinion. And you go ahead and you tell them,
cut it off, I just want to be free, I want to be liberated, all that good jazz.
And you leave out of the salon and you will be 100% natural. Versus transitioning. Transitioning is basically gradually growing your hair out and cutting off your ends as far as like your damaged ends. So most people normally transition for like 6 months to a year or a year and a half or 2 years, and then they do like a big chop or a mini big chop because it's not such a drastic change. So they have just a little bit of hair, so it's not like they feel bald-headed basically. And really, as far as like deciding what to do, it's really totally up to you and your comfort level. Me, I transitioned for like a year and a half or so, and then I was bored one day. I took a shower and washed my hair and I cut my hair. But I'm also a very spontaneous person. So I mean, it really just depends on you. My hair was super short, and I've always had at least shoulder length hair unless I intentionally went and cut it. So it was very different for me, but it was something that I fully embraced, and I'm not even gonna lie, it definitely helped me as far as just like appreciating my hair, just fully accepting her the way that she is, and it also helped me embrace my own melanin and my own blackness and everything like that, just because you really appreciate yourself. And I don't mean to go like on a side little tangent or whatever, but if you are going to big chop, at the end of the day, you just still want to make sure you feel pretty, you feel attractive. And some people, hair does that for them. So you really just want to make sure that whatever you're doing or whatever you decide as far as, big chopping or transitioning is something that you're going to be comfortable with, and that's something that you're going to be able to deal with, because nobody's going to be able to deal with nobody's doing your hair or shouldn't be doing your hair except you. You might go to a stylist, but for the most part, it's something that you are going to have to come to terms with. So that's just my little spiel on as far as like your comfort level and things like that. You just want to make sure whatever you decide, whatever you decide, you're going to stick with it. And that also takes me into step 3. I think that you should be committed. You always hear how some people, they start their hair journey and then they go back to relaxers or they straighten their hair and they get heat damage and they have to start over or whatever the case may be. So I say be committed simply because it helps you get to your goal faster if you stick with it. And I know that's like common sense, but it's the truth. Just make sure that you are committed to whatever you decide that you're going to do, because natural hair is work. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that you're not going to have days that you're like, F this natural hair, I don't want to do this, or I can't get my hair to act right, because honey, when I tell you my hair just started acting right like last week. No, seriously, research and being committed definitely, I think, goes hand in hand, because sometimes what you don't know does hurt you. And as far as like, it's just easier to go down a journey if you kind of know what to expect, or if you kind of know how to handle the curveballs that your hair might throw at you. I just feel like the more you know about your hair and things about natural hair, the easier that the process is going to be. Not saying the process for your hair specifically, I'm just saying as far as, if your hair is breaking off, you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna know what to do because I know I haven't been doing my protein treatments, or I'm lacking protein, or, you know, I got moisture overload, or whatever the case may be. Doing your research and just, you know, learning about natural hair in general definitely helps as far as being committed, because if you know how to fix a problem or how to deal with the situation, you're less likely to quit on it. Am I wrong? Or okay. So step number 4 that I think that you should take when trying to go natural is trying to determine what your hair type is. And before I even go into that too deeply, hair typing is not important, okay? I am a firm believer that hair typing does not matter, okay? It doesn't help as far as how you moisturize your hair, how products are gonna work in your hair, it literally doesn't mean anything. The only reason why I say try to determine what your hair type might be is simply because, so you know, it goes back to my whole research and being committed thing. So when I decided to big chop, my hair is kinky, okay? It's kinky, it is curly, but like you see, I have like legit coils or whatever. That just kind of helped me when I was watching my natural hair videos and I was doing my research, or as far as like what type of natural hair YouTubers to follow. You know, I'm pretty sure I have like 4A, 4B, 4C, especially right up in here, 4C hair. And so realistically, there's no reason for me to be watching somebody that has 3B or 3C hair, because the things that they do for their hair isn't going to necessarily work for me, or the way that they layer their products, or the way that they even apply their products, or the amount of products that they use is not necessarily going to, you know, affect me or mean anything to me. The whole reason why I'm saying that you should try and figure out what your hair type is kind of giving you a realistic expectation as far as what you should expect from your hair. Even though it's not going to be 100%, don't get me wrong, but at least you can say, okay, when I do twist outs, it's going to look like this versus this. That is the only reason why I'm saying to determine, or try to determine, what your hair type is, just so you can kind of determine like what route or at least what kind of characteristics, there you go, trying to figure out the type of characteristics your hair might have. So that's the only reason why I say that. But I'm telling you right now, hair typing is not important. It is not important at all. Like I said, it doesn't matter, and it doesn't help anything. It doesn't determine anything. If anything, it's just a way to divide us. So step number 5 is trying to figure out what your hair porosity is. So that might be a little hard if you're transitioning, simply because of your damaged ends. But the only reason why I say to try and figure out what your hair porosity is because that will help determine how you should layer your products, which also will go into my next step, but I'll get into that in a second. So just real quick, there are 3 levels of porosity. There's your low porosity, medium porosity, and your high porosity. High porosity, which is what I am, is basically when you can get moisture in very, very easily, but it's just as easy to, for the moisture to escape. Low porosity is the complete opposite. It's super hard to get moisture in your hair, but once that thing is in, that thing is clank, clank. Remember that Medea movie, Clank, Clank? It's locked and loaded, okay? Your hair is gonna be moisturized for days, okay? And then medium porosity is sort of kind of in the middle, and normally you're good. So the next step is determining whether you want to use the LOC or the LCO method. And that's why it kind of helps knowing what your hair porosity is, because that will help determine how you should layer your products. So like I said, I am high porosity. So I do the LOC method, which is a liquid, oil, cream, versus somebody who's low porosity who might do a leave-in, cream, and then an oil. So what you're trying to do with this whole layering process is, like for me with my high porosity, since moisture can escape my hair very easily, I go ahead and I put my leave-in on that's adding moisture to my hair. Then I go in with an oil, which normally is a sealant oil, so I seal in the moisture, and then I go in with the cream that puts moisture on top of the moisture that I already put in. Because listen, moisture on moisture on moisture is all what, high porosity, that's what we're about. We're all about that moisture, baby, because once it's gone, that thing, our hair get dry, okay? versus low porosity girls, you know, they don't necessarily have to like worry about sealing in the moisture because your cuticle's already closed. And so, you know, once you get that moisture in, your hair is probably going to close on its own and you don't really have to worry about it. So that's why you go ahead and put the moisture, you know, sealant kind of deal. So step number 6, I'm going to say, is to develop a hair routine, or like a wash day routine. And really, you're only going to need certain products. It doesn't have to be super elaborate or anything like that. You need a shampoo, a conditioner, a deep conditioner. Listen to me when I say this. You need a deep conditioner. Don't let anybody tell you that you don't need a deep conditioner, and you cannot use your conditioner as a deep conditioner. There are 2 different things, okay? 2 different things. So back up, but I just had to let y'all know. Deep conditioning is very, very important with your natural hair. But you mainly want your shampoo, your conditioner, your deep conditioner, your leave-in, your oil, and your styler. And your styler can be a gel or a cream or whatever the case may be. It is, like I said, it doesn't have to be super elaborate, but you just want to go ahead and make sure you have a nice little routine as far as like with your hair. So that way you are effectively moisturizing your hair, because dry hair breaks. So if you're wondering why you have breakage, everything like that, it's because your hair is probably dry. Right. So you want to develop a hair routine or like a wash day routine, so you are making sure that you are adequately putting the moisture and everything that your hair needs back into it. And then after your whole routine, the next step that you're going to want to do is develop a hair regimen. So your routine is something that you do, you know, like that day, or, you know, like your wash day. Your regimen is what you do as far as like weekly or monthly, or, you know, over a period of time. So like, okay, you're gonna say, I shampoo my hair once a week and I deep condition my hair once a week. I co-wash every 3 to 4 days. In the middle of that, I do a protein treatment once a month, or I do rice water treatments every week. You know, just the things that you do consistently over time, that is what your hair regimen is. And it is very important to make sure that you are adding, you know, all these important factors into your hair care regimen so that your hair is healthy. That way your hair can flourish, because that's the whole point, right? You want your hair to grow and you want it to be healthy, and you just want to be flourishing out here in these streets, okay? And creating a healthy hair care regimen is the key to that. That is all the tips that I have for you. That's all the steps that I have for you on how to go natural and things like that. So if you have any questions, or if you feel like I left anything off, you know, comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.